What's going on, everybody? This is your boy O'Shea coming back with another live hangout. And tonight I have no stranger to this channel and no stranger to the development, I think, of all black male YouTube and the changing of his course. And certainly he has benefited my life personally by his videos. He's one of the most articulate, if not probably the most articulate YouTuber that I think that we have here in the black male sector. Definitely one of the top 2 or 3. None other than News You Need to Know, aka Brotherhood Lessons, aka Manhood Lessons. What's going on with you, man?
Trying to improve myself, and the advice I give to other folks, make sure that I apply it to myself on a weekly basis.
That's always a good thing to do. Now, let me ask you a question. We are talking about how to be a better black man, and also when we did the video the last time, it was a great response. And a lot of brothers, as you know, they're focusing on so many different issues, like black women maybe, or focusing on reasons why they can't do this or that. Why is it important for black men in your position or your opinion to worry about themselves and not worry about everybody else?
As I look at many of we as black men are being too entertained. We're being too entertained and we're not applying. Take you, for example. There were so many people in their heart of hearts, not because they meant it, it's because they felt they felt it would be funny if you were to be exposed as a person not doing what you say you was doing. How much time that takes away from you doing what you could be achieving for you and your son, you and your daughter. Look at where we at now. We as the black male, we're too much like females in some regards because we're easily entertained. You know, I put up a compliment recently for Angry Man. We had a bunch of people come to the video because they thought I was talking shit about him. See my point? It's like you gotta get away from that, because a time is going to come. Maybe it's the next recession. Maybe it's anything. And if you're not prepared, or if you're not at least halfway in the fight, imagine the setback. The woe is me.
Let me talk to you about that real quick, because before this whole thing started today with the interview that we were doing, we spoke a little bit about how black men may be in a lot more trouble than we think with these budget cuts that are coming. Now, many black men obviously are applauding because, you know, some of the women are going to be off of Section 8 and they're going to be food stamp cuts. But, I mean, in your opinion, how does this proposed budget cut by Donald Trump, how does it affect black men, and why are black men in trouble due to these cuts?
Any logical black man is going to say yes to every point I'm about to make, because most black males are not in hiring positions to hire other black men. So the black man is subjugated to a woman or a white person or an immigrant who may not identify with him, regardless of his skill set, to get into positions. That's one. The second thing is, we unfortunately, as black males, we're not creating for our own brothers in the way that we should. A female who hates another female will make sure she pull that female in, and they'll argue the whole time and make money together. Many of us brothers are not there yet. And lastly, because when the Section 8 thing happened, well, let me back up. Like I said to you before, when the welfare thing happened of we're not going to give you no more welfare unless you have a job. What black women went out and did is took jobs away from the little young black boy. A black boy who used to go out to Walmart, now he had competition when he was applying. And again, the HR rep is a lot of times not looking like him. Little black boy who wanted to work at KFC. Well, guess what? You got a bunch of Latins and sisters working there. And you start seeing it at the fast food store. You start, where all the brothers go? Where the old man go? All sisters. That's because they had to start working. So I say all that to say this. I really predict that now that the Section 8 thing is coming along, and the fact that you don't have enough brothers in position to pull brothers in who look like them, you may have a flood of women who no longer can get Section 8 going out there and getting warehouse jobs, janitorial jobs, more security jobs, which would push those brothers into competition for the remaining jobs that many of them are not qualified for.
You know, this is very interesting. I didn't even think of that. I think what you're saying is actually right. And once again, shout out to Crystal. Crystal that donated about $1 million to this super chat. I really appreciate what she does. She comes in and donates $50 in super chat. I really appreciate you, Crystal, as always. Thank you. And thank you for all those people who do donate. I never thought about it as he's saying it now, which is those black women who will be forced to get out and work will be, competing for many of the jobs that many black men are doing now, and those are jobs that are easy entry level jobs. And see, I wasn't thinking about that. So that's another thing to think about, brothers. That when these black women have to come back to work, they're going to be competing, for your job at FedEx. Maybe they may get into truck driver. I don't know. I mean, let's ask him some more questions about this. How deep can the rabbit hole get with this? News need to know.
Well, it can get pretty bad because again, they have the power infrastructure that the black man does not have. And I know it's good that brothers want to say this and say that about white folks, women, Latins, Arabs, all that. We as African American men don't have our brotherhood group economics together. And even in a situation like you and I, okay, when we go to a hospital, you don't necessarily get the other brother reach out. Oh man, you coming in, O'Shea as a doctor? What are you gonna be, OBGYN? What specialty? Let me cover you. Make sure I not only walk you in to a hospital like the Indian man does his people, like the Jewish man does his people, like black women do her people. Let me also make sure you don't hit any social pitfalls. You feel me? Now imagine how much you could achieve if right after you graduate, you had that type of covering coming in. See my point? And so all the other groups got that going on. I'm not trying to do doom and gloom. I'm trying to hopefully wake YouTube black men up to a point of it's good to get on YouTube and clap about what you don't like. Yeah, the hell with these women, the white man, this. Yeah, all that's cool. Then next Monday morning comes. You still in the same position that you was 14 months ago. That's not a good look. And while you're focusing on, yeah, these females are making these bad moves, and they are, you're still in the same spot you was 6 months ago. And somebody has to be honest and tell you. Not that I hate you. I got to tell you because, like I told you, I doubled my salary just with this move that I just made. I'm not supposed to be able to do that without a college degree. You feel me? But I made the moves so I could stay protected. And now I made this move, and like I told my family, I made this move just because they're going to give me the free information that separates me from the rest of the motherfuckers. So that's how deep it gets. It's like, you know, I can pull you in. Hey, O'Shea, come meet Dr. So-and-so, blah, blah, blah. What you do with it from there is you. At least I'm introducing you. Imagine the cat who he competing at the warehouse or he competing at Tesla and they just hired 14 females. You feel me? I mean, what? He fucked up one time, they getting rid of him because they got 14 replacements. You feel me? And then what's happening after that? So the economics of what we're talking about is much deeper than hair-hatted hoes. It's much deeper than uh, 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 any type of name you can make. And I think come November, look, I predicted Jeff Sessions was going to fuck black men over. You know, Jeff Sessions just passed the thing that said, hey, look, I want you prosecutors to go for the highest, most worst charges. Don't do no more deals. Jeff Sessions just undid what Obama did when Obama got rid of the private jails. Jeff Sessions cranked that back up. So we as black men got to understand, if you ain't got the 3 G's to be lawyer tight, next time you get stopped for your basic driving on suspended license, don't be mad if they hold you in jail for 6 days, can't pay your rent, and because you're locked in jail, and now all your stuff got thrown out, and now you homeless. It can happen just that easy. And we got to pay attention.
Let me ask you this, because I made a video the other day called Black Men Are the Sleeping Giants. And we are about 20 million, and I'm talking about not black men worldwide, but just black men that's in America. We're over 20 million of us. We have this spending power. I mean, I don't have any proof on this, but if the spending power is $1.4 trillion, I can lowball and say black men have at least $500 billion spending power as a group. That's enough spending power for any presidential or political candidate to represent or to at least respect. That's enough money and enough people to sway, a political, election, whether it be locally or on a governmental, presidential or state or local Congress level. Why can't black men realize that we actually have the power and the funding to do anything that any other group of men are doing in America with the talented group of people that we do have? We do have very smart black men. We do have black men who are very enterprising, black men who are collegiately educated, black men who understands the ins and outs and workings of many things. Why do we have a problem unifying that $500 billion spending power in that 20 million black male base to get what we want politically?
Because we're too busy being entertained. We're too busy being entertained. I was just out looking at some stuff, man, like, where can I put this 10 G's into? I don't need to take this 10 G's to the strip club. Notice what you did with your 10K. You invested in Negro Manosphere. You see what I'm saying? I mean, to answer your broader question, Bob Johnson, formerly of JetBlue ownership and formerly of BET ownership, he's the one who said, "Hey, we need to have a black party. It's time to have a black party. I'm willing to put money into that." Who else ready to move? Is it Dame Dash? Is it Sean Carter? Is it some Arabian prince somewhere? I mean, who else is ready to move? And when they move, is the YouTube black man or the black man not doing so well? Is he just going to sit back and complain? They don't speak for me. But the minute they start doing good, he want to step up and get part of the benefits? Or is he going to do like Mr. Thomas, I think his name is Thomas Kango or something, dude that shot Malcolm X. So they're gonna do like him. You're gonna shoot at what you don't like because you don't want to get up and make any changes. You gotta this is why I say about myself, you gotta at least improve yourself weekly. Every black man that listens to your show should not. Matter of fact, Minister Jap said this because it pissed him off one day. Cats who he been doing all that good work on videos, and you still emailing Minister Jap about the same problem. It's ridiculous. This dude sitting up here giving you game, and you gonna email him about something a subject he done made 14 videos on, and you talking about you don't know what to do? Dude, shoot yourself, cut your stomach open, take a samurai sword, cut your stomach open, because your life is worthless. You're not trying to improve. And you know what? Some people get on me because I come across harsh, but I'm trying to wake some dudes up, man, because again, a homeless situation for black males. You don't see a bunch of black females out there making cardboard tents. You don't see a bunch of white folks out there making cardboard tents. You see a bunch of black men who used to have opinions, who used to be walking around, fuck these bitches and hoes, and now you can't even maintain your life. So I'm trying to wake some cats up, man. If you're gonna watch YouTube, look, let me compliment you guys on Manosphere. To me, you even got Tommy Sotomayor changing his style. Tommy never had dear black woman, dear black man. But now since Angry Man and O'Shea is doing it, now all of a sudden, can't use the same stuff. YouTube will back me up. So let me change to what's working. And that's what people are starting to realize, man. You can't just get on this YouTube and be entertained. You got to elevate. Go ahead, brother.
I got a question for, I mean, I'm going to try to stump you real quick. I know I can't do it, but assuming that I'm a person, I'm listening to the podcast now and I'm hearing what you have to say, and you're telling me as a listener, I need to improve my life every week or every day. And it sounds good, but what if I'm a brother? I don't know how to do that. I'm having, I don't know anybody who is a professional. I don't know anybody who is hardworking or very enterprising, if you will. I want to improve, but how can I do it? Now, I think there are a lot of brothers out there who probably do listen to this. Maybe you're 18, 19, 20, you're a young guy, but you don't necessarily know how to improve or what you can do or what you cannot do. What advice would you give somebody with such a question?
Check out these videos that are talking different things other than what makes you comfortable. Meaning that if you like talking about medical, then get on here and start talking about what's happening over in Argentina on an economic level. And you'll stumble across the fact that somebody has a black chewing gum. And then you'll start thinking to yourself, that black chewing gum might work over here in America. You'll start thinking different. That's why I say in my videos, you got to get an alternative way of thinking. Doesn't mean you right or wrong. The second thing is friends. I say it all the time. Get around people that challenge your thinking. Stop getting around people that only high five everything you say. You play basketball with some dudes and you don't know nothing about football, soccer. Cool. You see the Africans out there playing. Get out there with them one day. Get out with the Mexicans one day. Start interacting with other situations outside of your comfort zone. That's the first thing. We as black men are too comfortable with being lazy. Say it one more time. Many of us black men, not all, we are too comfortable with being lazy. And I fight it myself. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be in that situation. So here's some advice I recently gave the dude that detailed my car. And it blew his mind. I said, bruh, So what are you doing with your life? I'm always trying to help brothers. You know what I'm saying? He said, well, I work at Tesla right now, man, and I have been doing some bad things before. I don't want to go back to jail. I said, cool, you work at Tesla, right? He said, yeah, and I'm taking their forklift certification. I said, okay, what I want you to do is get online and look for OSHA certification. Now, white people are going to tell you OSHA does not certify. That's a lie. I have one through Teamsters. OSHA doesn't publicize that they do it. But you contact OSHA, ask them, where can you go to get you an OSHA certification, not just a rinky-dink forklift license. Once you get that OSHA certification, brother, now you're different than everybody else at your warehouse. You are OSHA Nation approved. Even if that forklift license is OSHA through them, get one through OSHA anyway. Now, the next thing you do, I told him, you take that contact who you talk to at OSHA and you find out how to be an OSHA trainer. Now, you might have to invest in yourself $100, $500 to be this OSHA trainer. But once you become that, you go back to your job. Hey, I'm a certified OSHA trainer now. You get on Craigslist. Hey, for $200, I can make you OSHA certified. You get on eBay. You create you an eBay place thing. I certify people online for. You market yourself. That chick that's sleeping in your bed, sucking your dick on command, she ain't got no job right now. She need to be on the internet every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, dropping your marketing material online so you can make money while you at work doing other stuff. Everything about your life needs to be improving, including your chick. And lastly, which is the greater answer for your question, get online and join men's groups where men are having discussion about other topics. You got men's groups talking about culinary. If you want to be a chef, get in that men group. You got men group talking about coding. You got men group. I told you about black men in white coats. Remember, I don't know if you remember. I told you about that. So that's just dudes who want to be doctors. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get in these groups and stop making the basketball court the only place where you have male friends.
Sorry about that. Had a little difficulty, but yeah, I remember you telling me about the. I actually had already had saw it previously. Their particular podcast of it was two medical doctors and one dude that was in medical school, and they were explaining the process to get into medical school. But let me talk about that before we go into the next question. See, before I started talking to Brotherhood Lessons or listening to his podcast, I was one of those guys that was like, I want to go to medical school. But after listening to, people like Nugent, I think that brothers should own their own medical schools. They should own their own hospitals. We ought to have a hospital for black men. We should have those type of things. That should be our thinking. We should have our own residency programs, our own insurance, like Kaiser has it. I think these are the things that we have to think about that, because even as a medical student, you're still applying for the majority to white schools, and you got to, plead. I come from a background of, poverty or whatever sad story you want to give them. You have Meharry, you have Howard, you have what's the other black? You have Charles Drew in L.A. But the thing about it is we need to have our own stuff. I think that's my thinking now. I think that we need to have our own stuff in spite of the system. And this is the reason why we're bringing people like, news you need to know. And I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but that's the thinking that we should try to get to. I believe that's the point. Let me do that. Well, Morehouse is a school of medicine, but Morehouse School of Medicine is not just for, let me answer that real quick. Crumlin Herb says, well, there's Morehouse School of Medicine. Well, Morehouse School of Medicine is just not for black men. Morehouse School of Medicine black women go there also. Okay, so here's the thing: Morehouse School of Medicine and Morehouse College, although Morehouse is the same name, they're not ran by the same people. You understand? There's nothing that black men own that they can say this medical school or this engineering school is strictly for black men. It doesn't work that way, you know. So I think that that's the kind of thinking that we're trying to relay over to the brothers is, you know, we need to take that $500 billion, okay, that we have as a spending power, and then at the local level, you know, you organize and you put money into whatever agenda that you want to push that agenda. That's what we're trying to say. I think that must be the thinking of black men going forward, that you must try to get out there and represent your own interests in spite of black women. I think this is what you got to be selfish. And I'm going to come back to my, I had to say this. As black men, you have no friends. I'm going to say it again. You don't have any fucking friends. You got to understand that. You know, you cannot think about what's good for the black community at this point. Don't think about what's good for black women, what's good for black children. At the end of the day, I think that no group of people really are going to look out for you. I mean, that's why you're out there. A lot of times people are out there, black men are homeless. You're left out a lot of things. You need to represent your core interests as a group of men. You're not protected like black women are, okay? You need to represent your own political interests, your own political ideologies and things that put you above anybody. Then after you get to where you want to go, now you can worry about black women again. You can worry about, you know, black children, but you need to worry about yourself first. I'm going to say it again. You don't have any friends. You need to worry about yourself first. Worry about your political interests first. Worry about your own media second, I think. But first, you got to worry about yourself. All right. Let me do this. We have a wonderful guest online tonight. News you need to know. Some of you brothers have not known his channel, so I know I have some new subscribers here. Let's do this. I want you brothers to do me a favor. Go into the chat. Oh, wait a minute. That's his channel right there. So let me put him in the chat here. All right. You can subscribe to him in the chat here. So go to below if you see his chat handle. Please click subscribe there. Okay, and then once you subscribe to New You Need to Know channel, you can also go in the description link after the show and find that. Comment sub, okay? And let's get the likes up on the video. Let's go back because I really want to ask him some more questions. And New You Need to Know, you said that brothers need to, as they move up, their women need to be moving up too. Now, before I ask you this, I see a lot of brothers who are like in the NBA, a lot of brothers who are NFL superstars. Now, I know they're not moving up like we're talking about, but it seems like these guys always get caught up with the same type of hoes, even though they have big money. Can you go into more detail about the kind of women brothers should be trying to go for as they get more successful?
Absolutely. I'll speak to the women that you don't see in the NBA and the NFL. And I challenge anybody, just go to some of the team Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners when they come around. You can buy a ticket, public can buy tickets, and you will find women, mostly black. It's a myth that most dudes is with white chicks, but most black wives have businesses that support the husband throughout or after his situation. Like, I know a lot of the more derogatory chicks get most of the press. But you'll get some of these chicks that are invisible. I ran into a girl one time in Atlanta, and she was dating she was married to a bench rider, and the bench rider had cheated on her. This woman took every dollar he had ever brought into the household after their divorce, and she had a mutual fund ready for him if he would ever fall. Not even with him no more. She said that's just the level of respect that we used to be. I want to make sure that now that he don't have that, he don't even know it. See what I'm saying? So you got people out there like that. To that other situation you were talking about, if I could just address that too, with what can people do? I just, because I get a lot of people who want to be online mentored, and I charge like $40 an hour to do that. But like one brother was talking about, he had some issues with the law as a former con. Well, I showed them, hey, you could be a paralegal. You could be an online Craigslist paralegal. Go to Kennesaw, get your credentialing, do paperwork for brothers. What's wrong with that? There's a brother going through family court right now. He needs somebody. He don't want to pay a $3,000 lawyer. Why not pay a $200, $300 brother with an online paralegal service? Prepare the paperwork for you. There's just so many things we can do for each other in our own group. But the unfortunate thing, some of us ain't moving. That's why I try to give it away for free. So, Mike.
All right, thank you so much for that. We do that. Okay, so there was a question that I think somebody asked if I yeah, Frederick, I'm gonna answer that in a second here. So let's do this real quick, guys. Sorry, I got flustered by an email. I want to shout out. I got a PayPal donation from Said. I don't call your last name. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Also, Frederick Chopin, always a pleasure. We'll answer that email. Thank you for all your support that you do here. For those of you who wanted to know, did I apply to any American medical schools? I did not. Actually, I came here kind of like at the last minute. So that's another story. I'll do a whole episode on that. But let me kind of go back to the story here with news you need to know. Where do you think the black men can start if black men realize we're in a situation, we're in a shamble? How do we, we've never been taught typically by black women maybe, or by our mothers or fathers to really work together or appreciate black male unity. What is it that we can do? How do we start to work with brothers when a lot of times we see brothers as enemies, we see brothers as obstacles? What can we, or we're competitive with them? How can we start to build a relationship with other brothers to start working together? Where do we start?
First thing you do is find a group of old men who have survived, whether that be in the golf course. I recently took a Chicago step class. I'm around them. I dance salsa. I'm around old Latin men, and I'm out soaking up game. Everything can't be about what I think it should be about. I got to find out, how did he get that war bond? At what percentage are war bonds even earning right now? See, that's a conversation average cats are not having. Commercial real estate. We're chopping it up with an old white man about how he picked up 4 blocks of unwanted commercial real estate in the 90s for $1 million. Now he's just collecting. Different conversations. These are different conversations. Let's say you got somebody just started a new industry. You got Ice Cube, who has that 3-on-3 league. It ain't really hit off yet all that good. But you just invented a new O'Shea basketball. Why not lock him down to a contract and make that basketball the league basketball? So when he does get some camera time, your basketball is already set in place for the low, for nothing. You see what I'm saying? Look at maybe you have invented a new form of soda pop or Mike's Hard Lemonade. Anything. There's something out there to get into. You don't take that 10 G's and take it to the strip club. You find an O'Shea. You find a advice show. Here's one thing I tried to say to an advice show a long time ago. Now this, you know, the average people. I've interacted with Phil for quite a long time, for years, when it was back in Blog Talk. You know, Phil could do the same thing Boyce Watkins does and air out his channel and multiply his money by having several different types of people on his channel. Max it the fuck out. Meaning that anytime he ain't on, he got several different versions just blasting out, blasting out, blasting out, blasting out. He makes some type of arrangement with that person that they get 25, 30%, because they are using his platform, 40%, blasting out, blasting out. Why can't that fix it? A lovely T.I., female, same thing. Why does she not do what Boyce does? Have 14 different versions of her. You know from teaching us, O'Shea, you put out a bunch of videos a day, you're killing the game. That's half the marketing right there. So you sit up here and diversify yourself. But if you say no, only I want to do it, depends on who on my platform, or hypothetically, if you say they got to pay me to do it, now you're killing yourself. There is always something we as Black men can double, triple, and quadruple our situation, but we want to control everything and we want to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? Let me address something, because somebody sent me a message. When I counted out that $20,000 on the video, I was not trying to brag. No, I was showing you that outside of what some people think is important, it ain't important. I'm trying to get a bigger slice of this cheese so I can put it in something else and get a bigger slice of the cheese. Once you finish medical school, O'Shea, people are going to hate money that comes to you because they don't know what you and I know about medical. That shit is just, all I got to do is show up. Sometimes, if you get with the right hospital, O'Shea, you don't even need patients. All you got to do is show up. Let alone if you just start doing research, that's a whole different paycheck. But guys need to know that. Here's my last point on your question. Even the brothers who are doing trucking right now, diversify yourself. One of the brothers contacted me. He said, "No, Mr. Research, here go $40, man. What am I doing wrong?" And I start hitting him off, idea after idea after idea. I said, "You didn't think about this. Maybe it was this. Blah, blah, blah." Next thing you know, he's like, "Shit, you're right. Bruh, let's get this cheese." And if we don't, O'Shea, we got these brothers out there homeless. I've been homeless twice. So I'm not talking what I don't know. During the recession, during the recession, the government hit me for $25,000 to seize my bank account. So I fought through that. So I'm here to say I survived a lot of that shit, and here's how y'all can do it too. I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying, man, get at this fucking paper. Stop making excuses. And to hell with these females, they are irrelevant until you make them relevant with your thirst.
Let's talk about that real quick, because we have a lot of thirsty brothers out there. I used to be y'all heard my simp stories, man. When I was a simp cab driver, Uber driver. Keith White, god damn, $50. Keith, man, man, I don't want your girl to see all that money you spending in the chat, brother. Peace out to my boy Keith White, man. I really appreciate the brother Keith White. I remember he had got banned, man. I had to find out how to unban him. But thanks, Keith, man, for your support, bro. I really appreciate you for doing that, man. I talk to you quite often through the email. But let me talk to the brother news you need to know about thirsty brothers. Because I used to be a simp. Like I was the world class. I still had hoes. I had a lot of hoes, but I was simping. And at the same time, I was a simp pimp. If you can do that, how you gonna be pimping and simping, nigga? But I was doing it. Let's talk about thirsty brothers real quick, man, and how they are impacting themselves and stopping their own progress.
Well, you know, the unfortunate thing is, male or female, anybody that's a sucker for love or sucker for attention is a person who really would prefer things to be romantic, cool, and copacetic. But we live in 2017. And my favorite word is you got to protect yourself. So even though you kicking it with a person and you really want to fuck, you got to protect yourself because that shit can go left at any time. How you get around it is expose yourself to other types of females, even females you ain't even attracted to. Just expose yourself. And then what happens is you start interacting with different levels of conversation, even if it's fuckery and bullshit. It's still different levels of conversation. So when this chick comes around that you wouldn't mind fucking, and she says or does some red flag shit, you like, I got other options. Fuck that chick. But you tend to get thirsty when you idolize this motherfucker or this pussy that you want to hit. It's irrelevant. I show people on some of my videos that some of the escorts that I fuck is better than some of the chicks you try to get for free. And the only difference is it's not that somebody tricking. The only difference is I'm not having no chick show up talking about she pregnant, trying to call me, have some stupid ass conversation about why am I fucking the other bitch and she just came over and opened the door. I don't have those conversations. I ain't had those conversations in 15 years. And I've been fucking all-star hoes for cheap. Cheap. I'm not trick daddy. I'm not sitting up here giving chicks, paying chicks rent, hard. I'm not doing none of that shit. I come in with a great understanding of, hey, this is what I need from you. If you're not down with that, let's keep it as we're just friends who happen to bowl. But if you want to sit up here and get some dick on the side, holla at me and blah, 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 blah. You feel me? I only do it so I don't have to get headaches. You know how hard this medical is. You know what I'm saying? But if I sat up here, did my medical, I'm chopping it up with you, I'm going to go to a salsa class in an hour and a half, and then I'm going to call some chick over with some pillowy Latin boobs for $150 and let me fuck for the next hour and a half. How am I wrong? Look, I didn't do no cell phone talking. I didn't do no romancing, talking about what her girlfriend said last Tuesday. Oh, cute. Hey, yeah, I'll be available at 9. Okay, we're gonna get down for about a couple of hours. Okay, no problem. How is this a bad thing? And I'm not telling dudes that they should do it because I understand some people are against it. You stop being thirsty when you have all these options. But most of all, you gotta protect yourself from a chick going left. You care about this chick. You might even love and want to marry this chick. But don't you ever be surprised if she steers off a fucking cliff, y'all start falling to your doom. This chick opens the car door and jumps out with a parachute and lets you keep falling. Don't you dare be surprised. You should have had a parachute too.
I agree. And it's very interesting that let me do this real quick. It's very interesting because a lot of brothers do find themselves thirsty as fuck for no reason. I really don't even know why we do this because I made a video. The price of pussy is going down. I'm gonna get back to him real quick, but I just wanted to say that. I think I don't know who made this video. Was it Sandman? He said that in some parts of Canada, bitches are fucking for monsters and rock stars. I mean, the price of pussy is falling, brothers. I don't know if y'all understand this or if y'all know this. What up, Charles? The pussy is at an all-time low. That they can't even give that shit away. Some people, you know what I mean? And all you just got to do is just be there. You know, I think that really you're going to see a decline in the next few years with and I hate to say this for most people, a lot of relationship coaching. That industry is probably going to go to waste because the price of pussy is going to go so low. It's going to be so easy to fuck. You know, I really, really believe that's where it's going. So I think really, like the brother is saying, there's really no reason for you to be thirsty, because it's at an all-time low. I think as long as you brothers can work on yourself and develop yourself, it's gonna find you. You know, don't tell me because you're ugly or you fat or your breath stink is a problem. But you know, I really believe that the price of pussy is low as hell. Okay, so you better just keep working on what you got to do. All men in general, black men in particular. Before we go back, Charles, thanks, bro. And Charles give like $10 every day. I hope you're not married, dude, because you be like you in this YouTube super chat, $10 like every 5 minutes. But appreciate you, bro. Thank you for all you guys who donate in the super chat. Let's do this real quick before we go back into the interview. Let's like the video, brothers, if you can do so. Okay, like the videos. I know that we have many people who are here, 124 people watching. I like 30 people to go in and like the video if you can. And we have a wonderful guest. Like I said, I've been missing him the few different times that he was missing me. Like when he got off of work, I was already asleep because it was 5 o'clock in the morning here. And so I've stayed up. It's 3:02 in the morning here in Poland, and we're still working. And I believe it's maybe like 9 if he's in Atlanta or 6 if he's in California. So it's like the video. And the next thing that we want to do is to support his channel. The brother is really coming through here. He has a heart for black men. I believe he could have any kind of channel he wanted on YouTube, but he decided that he wants to deal in this particular realm. So he makes his videos particularly for this genre of people. So let's do this. Let's show him some love, brothers, by subscribing to his channel. Okay, and what we want to do is you can go to News You Need to Know. That's one thing you can do, or you can go to the particular channel right here, and I'm going to put it in the link. And I want you to go in the comment section and subscribe. Okay, just click on the link and subscribe there. And also, let me go ahead and update the description box so that you brothers can go into the description box and you can go and just find his channel and then click from there. Just give me 1 second and we'll continue. All right. Okay, so we're doing that. So thank you guys for doing that. You know what else did you want to talk about tonight?
Well, let me address a couple of chat room things and then get to some help on jobs and businesses black men can start next quarter. You know, white people talking quarters, 4 months. So a couple of things that were said in the chat room about prostitutes. So I understand totally. If it's not for you, don't do it. I'm not telling you to get a prostitute off the street. I had a very nice looking 5'6", 130, slim, beautiful black woman. Nice full breast, turkey. They used to stand up on their own. She was athletic. She just wanted me to turn her metro on. So you know, when you say the price has fallen, you know what I'm saying? And I'm being for real. And you know, I'm not the one to try to con no female into doing nothing. I give her a lot of options out. I don't hit chicks. I don't lie to chicks. I just don't have time. So when a female holler at me, hey, look, Do you want to get down and do XYZ? Yeah, okay, sweetheart. Well, here are my rules for that. If you don't want to see, I'm not like everybody else, just okay, I'm gonna get no. And the reason I do that for the people in the chat room is because some people are walking around here pissed off at females. And some dudes are pissed off at females because he's not getting out of life what he wants. And these females are not obeying the way he thinks he needs to be obeyed. Here's the solution for that. Go work overtime or get a second job, get you a couple of extra hundreds in your pocket, and every 2 weeks you can have a threesome for the low. Problem solved. And I know I'm saying it harsh, but somebody right now is thinking, they like, well, shit, Q is right. I can go work a security job, make $300, go online, call up Arabian Big Titty Becky and some little Vietnamese chick, and I could get down for $300. Problem solved. You don't have to sit up here and try to convince your girlfriend and stop doing all that stuff. You get mad. So here's the other thing I like to say to brothers, man. Jobs and things you can invest in. All you dudes who have an extra $100, okay? I don't know if I lost you, O'Shea. But for all you people who have an extra $100, get online and start looking at certificates you can get on yourself. You can get a certificate at Hilton Hotel. Guess what? That means you're always going to have a job through Hilton, because you can go anywhere in the world, any state with that Hilton certification, and they will automatically pick you up because you're already Hilton certified. I said earlier about the paralegal. Go be a paralegal so you know how to prepare paperwork. You can go put an ad on Craigslist. Hey, I prepare paperwork for men or women with family court situations. I charge $200-$300. You'll get money all day. You get some situation where there's a person, I know a guy who he has an extra property, and he runs transitional housing out of that property where he get money from the state. He's a felon. I mean, you know, there's so many things brothers can do. And this way, you can turn around and hire other brothers who are worthy. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody who wants to manage the property that you're going to buy in the future, O'Shea. But you don't know about him. You know why? Because he ain't making himself known. He ain't getting online saying, I want to manage your house while you live in Florida. I want to manage your property in Atlanta while you kicking it in Poland. You know why you don't know about that dude? He's not marketing himself. But you know who he is? A white boy, Pakistani boy, a Jewish boy. All these dudes are letting these black people know, I'm ready to make money with you. So that's the problem. Another thing would be for women. Women got to understand, like I said on my videos, why are you not teaching your daughter to go for a high school boy that's the assistant manager at KFC? Shouldn't that be a good thing? Shouldn't you rather see your daughter dating some dude that's responsible, that got keys to the store? Why are you not teaching your daughter the difference between a responsible dude and somebody she just want to fuck? Why are you, as a woman, you got 2-3 kids? I had this German chick holler at me for 2-3 weeks because she recognizes value. Why are you, some of you women, not saying, you know what? Hey, I see this brother, he owns his own trucking situation. Let me not act like a needy lynx. Let me go introduce myself to him. So many of you women could solve your own dating problem if you just went up and said, "Hi, my name is Lucretia," but you don't. You wait for Becky to recognize game, and Becky comes up there, and now you out the picture. Lastly, I looked at Harrison, said something about the whole thing with the Bachelorette recently. I'm glad black men are not mad at this stuff no more. I'm very proud of black men not really caring what these women do. I told this guy, I said, Serena got pregnant by a white dude who was dating another black dude, black chick at the time. How jump off is that? So you know this white guy is dating this black girl. You have sex with him at a party and get pregnant, and then he runs over to marry you. How is that a victory? But you know what? I'm glad black men didn't say nothing about it. We gotta stop caring. And we gotta start caring about our success more.
All right. I definitely agree. Let me this email in here. So what you're saying is 100% true, and I hope all the brothers hear this. What he's saying. The man is a encyclopedia of knowledge. What I want to do is while that's going forward, I want to hit shout out my man Reynald Cherry. He said that I hear pussy prices dropping time to load up. Thanks for the donation, player. Black men taking our community back. What's going on? I was supposed to actually have black men taking our community back on also, but then we got this. Black men, let's link up tomorrow night definitely. And Prophet of Thought series, glad to have him here. He'll be on Sunday. I got so many hangouts to do, man. So many good brothers out there with a lot of good information that's out there. Let me go ahead and shout out some other brothers in the chat. Meslo Beefaroni, thank you. Charles, as ever. Let's do this one thing, man. Let's get the likes up on a particular video. And LAR Movement, I see you. Let's get the likes up on the video here. I won't hold you guys too long because I actually got an exam in the morning, so it is the morning over here. Actually, it's 3:12. So then let me also shout out the brother. Let me see here real quick. Benjamin. Shout out to Benjamin, man, for the donation, man. Not so long ago, so I wanted to acknowledge that. I'm also sending you. I know you want to become a Patreon to the Negro Manosphere, so I'm sending you the actual link that you can do that with, just a moment. But also shout out to everybody who's being a patron of Negro Manosphere. Before we go back to news, I want to say one thing. I was very inspired by News You Need to Know's topic a long time ago about last year about black men working together. Now, at this particular time, he was challenging black men, like, how many of you guys have $10,000? And that video I think he did really pissed off a lot of brothers, like, how many of y'all have 10 grand? Well, at the time, I did have 10 grand, and that 10 grand I used on the NegroManosphere.com out of my own money, without even knowing how the site was going to make money. I did it because I knew we needed it. And so what ended up happening is, before we started asking people to support us on Patreon, I put the money up myself, bought enough content to sustain the site, hired some really good writers like Alan Roger Curry, who News You Need to Know knows very well from his blog talk days, Ron Mills, Donovan Sharp. And we asked brothers if they thought of the site before they actually even put $1 up to see if this is something that they would want to support. And most brothers are supporting the website. So thank you for all of you who have became a Patreon on the site. And what this does, and what we're doing is we pay brothers to write for us. Okay, so we do that, and so I am thankful for people like News You Need to Know for put me up on game. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and send him a little donation while I'm on the thing. He ain't asking for it, but I'm gonna just give it to him anyway because for putting us up on so much game. So let me go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna just while he's doing that, for you brothers who want to subscribe to him, you can do so on not Patreon if you need one, but you can go to News You Need to Know on YouTube, and I'm gonna let him talk now while I go ahead and send him his money. So let me bring him back on.
Well, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it. You can hear me, right? Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Again, my whole thing is just to see other brothers shine, man. A long time ago, there was this dude on YouTube. His name was Girl Talk, and it was GURLTALK. And Homeboy was the epitome of male conversation for quite a while. And he always had that thing of self-empower yourself, man. Self-empower yourself. Self-empower yourself. Self-empower yourself. And I don't know if he passed away or what have you. You know, it's been one of those things that I took to heart. You gotta self-empower yourself. You can blame O'Shea, me, the white man. You can blame a lot of people. But you know what? The more you keep blaming folks, the more you stop looking in the mirror and fixing your own shit for next week. Next week, something got to change. Something got to change. Because one day, O'Shea's going to graduate. His situation's going to get different. YouTube is going to make some fucking decisions that might drive motherfuckers away. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. The question is, are you going to be prepared? Or are you going to still be looking to be entertained? Are you going to transition to the next level? Maybe Black Planet is going to reinvent himself. You know, I know it sounds funny, but who's to say that it won't? I'm the one that told y'all white people were going to buy World Star. Look what happened. White people own World Star now. MTV, World Star plays on MTV. MTV owns World Star. You brothers got to be ready. You just can't sit back and say, "Oh, look at the white people done bought World Star, and look at they making us look more like monkeys." Where was the black dollar? Where was the black dollar to say, you know, I'm going to take that situation and I'm going to make it elegant like it should have been? We're not doing it. And then when these chicks fuck around and do it, then we got some critique on that. We as black men got to look in the mirror for ourselves and be like, man, I got to make sure I'm straight. Because when O'Shea starts working as a whatever, and he ain't able to do blah, blah, blah no more, he starts showing pictures of his house and his marriage and his kids or whatever. Can't still be in the same spot, wondering why he don't do the videos I want him to do. Or when Angry Man invents the next clippers, the next set of barber clippers, the action spring. Or when Jap do like Homeboy did Future and sign a dude and get all his publishing. You know, I mean, we gotta stop fooling ourselves. Little Wayne's and all these stuff, they can't be your idol forever, man. Because now you realizing that's a whole facade. I know some of you guys hate the fact I say what I say about Tommy, but Tommy done had $60,000 of y'all money forever. And guess what? Still no movie. You guys gotta stop being entertained, man. You gotta start challenging me, O'Shea, to give you better content so you be a different motherfucker next week. Not the same dude talking about, hey, Jap, Minister Jap, and talk about this thought, man. She sat up here and took 10 G's from me. How did that happen? Get away from me. You like kryptonite. Fucking get some of that nerd shit off on me. Fuck away from me. O'Shea got to do his thing, so I'm gonna wrap up and say this, man. I really want brothers to succeed, because the only way that I feel I'll do well when I get 70 and 80 is when there's another brother who's a manager that'll protect me and keep me afloat. Or there's another brother who's a business owner or a hospital director or a clinic owner that'll keep me afloat. But I'm warning all you men, 2017, November, I guarantee fucked up shit's gonna happen. And if you're not in a position where you're protecting yourself, if you're relying on that job and that shit is snatched away from you, don't get mad. Say, fuck, I should have protected myself. I shouldn't have took all this shit for granted. I should have kept improving. I should have made sure I had 4-5 certifications so they couldn't say shit to me. A $2,000 lawyer on debt the minute they start fucking with me at the job. You know how they fuck with you at the job and they give that paperwork? Well, can you sign this? Hold on for a moment. My lawyer just came up. He wants to sit in on this meeting. You got to start making these moves. You know what I'm saying? You got to start making these moves. The white man makes the moves all the time. That female that you say ain't shit, she's sitting up here twerking. Why is she doing better than you 5 years later? And you still on the corner struggling. How does that work? The chick you used to tell her to suck your dick and all this shit, and she wasn't nothing but a hoe. How is she more advanced than you 5 years later? Fellas, I don't hate you. I really don't. I'm just trying to put the mirror in front of your face.
All right, so I do thank you guys for coming, coming over to the channel. You guys know, one second. It's 3:22 here in Poland, so I do got to get up in about 3 hours. But I promised that I was going to do this and knock this out. So once again, thank you guys for your support. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Let me say this. The Negro Manosphere is doing really good, but it's serving its purpose for Black male media. And I really want to say this. First of all, I want to shout out Roosh V. Roosh V, if you guys know who he is the owner, proprietor of returnofkings.com. He's probably the biggest person in the manosphere. And I'm talking about people from Town know him, all the pickup artists know him. He is the Michael Jordan of the manosphere, without question. There's no bigger person than Roosh. Obsidian had a chance to interview Roosh, and Obsidian says, "Where do you think Black men play in the manosphere? Do they have their own voice? Do they have why can't Black men have their own media?" And what he said was something that was very particular. He said, Black men can have their own media if they support it. Meaning that they're going to have to be responsible for putting up their own media. In other words, Roosh, who has an all-white audience and accepts partial Bitcoins from some of his rich audience members, he's not going to cater his site to Black men. He's not going to do that, right? He's saying that if Black male media wants to exist, you have to provide it. And that's something I will say about the brothers here on my channel, and people like News You Need to Know, people like Legal TV Raw, people like Angry Man, Minister Jap, in particular, people like Alan Roger Curry, Ron Wills, Donovan Sharp. You brothers have made sure that we're able to do it. So I do appreciate those of you. We have 156 people who have pledged on Patreon. We're looking for 1,000 people. Okay, and I want to just tell you what this Patreon allows us to do. I was able to pay Alan Roger Curry up until August, okay, ahead of time. He said that he worked for the Examiner. The white folks didn't even pay him like that, right? But because you brothers support the Patreon.com, we can have a talented writer like Alan Roger Curry. We can have Josh Salito, who writes our finance section. We can have Ron Wills. And Ron will tell you, Ron was paid for the whole month of June before even writing an article for June, because of the support that the brothers give. So this is what when you guys donate to and become a Patreon to the Negro Manosphere, what you're doing is you're getting media that you want to hear. You're getting advice. People like News You Need to Know will come on. We have people like Chris Jones from Pump Chasers, who's a millionaire. Okay, he comes on the show. We give away stuff. We're able to do this and build a media platform and a network for everyday black men or whatever your status is. Whether you poor, whether you're rich. So I advise all of you black men who want to see yourself represented in a positive light, sign up and become a Patreon of the Negro Manosphere. You guys see what we are doing. You know that we are making forth on what we said we were going to do. Okay, there's no corruption. So that's a big thing a lot of times in black business. But we are really doing the Lord's work over there. So if you brothers are pledging, the site has over 200 and something posts. I remember when the site came up and people like News You Need to Know, nobody really, I don't think anybody took it serious at the time, but people like News You Need to Know, people like Obsidian, they really believe it will work, and it's working. All right. So brothers, continue to pledge on the negromanosphere.com for the Patreon. I have private content over there, just $5 a month. There's no ads. We don't get paid any ads. We say whatever the fuck we want to say. So thank you, brothers, for what you do. Keep supporting us. And once again, thank you so much, News You Need to Know, for coming on to the show, man. I really, really love you. Really, really I'm glad that you have impacted my life and changed my way of thinking. It made me know that some of the content I had before was a little bullshit, and I kind of evolved from that moment. So thank you for what you do for here on Black Male YouTube. Thank you for what you do for the brothers and giving them a different level of game. So with that being said, you guys, we're to the all-time high. I got to get the hell up out of here. I'm out. Peace.